Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible science of joint hydration. If you've ever woken up and felt that raw, clicking, aching sensation in your knees or hips, you know exactly what I mean. You are absolutely in the right place. Our goal today is to walk through a science-backed, step-by-step guide on how you can naturally regenerate your synovial fluid. We're talking about restoring smooth, pain-free mobility in just 7 days. It's a truly fascinating biological process, so let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine, just for a second, trying to drive a high-performance sports car. You're pushing it to its absolute limits on the highway, but the oil tanks are completely empty. What happens? Every single time that engine turns over, metal grates violently against metal. It creates intense heat, extreme friction, and eventually, total structural destruction. It's a visceral, absolute mechanical nightmare.
Well, that exact destructive heat and friction of an empty car engine directly translates to the raw bone-on-bone grinding you might actually physically feel in your own joints. When the fluid levels drop, you basically lose your protective hydraulic cushion. The result? A literal stream of microscopic friction waves running across dry joint cartilage, leaving raw tissue to just grind together day after day. Ouch, right?
And man, we really feel the brunt of this first thing in the morning. We've all been the tin man needing an oil can, haven't we? You swing your legs out of bed, feeling stiff, rusty, kind of locked in place. The science behind this morning misery is that during hours of sleep without movement, whatever static joint fluid you do have thickens up and pools away from your cartilage. You wake up quite literally unlubricated.
Section 1. Nature's biological lubricant. Let's shift gears from the painful problem to a really fascinating scientific solution.
So, visualize a highly detailed 3D model of a human knee joint. Nestled between those connecting bones sits a sealed, protective capsule filled with this clear, viscous gel. If we zoom way in, past the outer membrane of that capsule, we find our biological heroes, synoviocytes. These are specialized cells lining your joint's inner capsule, and you can basically think of them as microscopic biological factories. Their entire job is to pump out hyaluronic acid, which is the ultimate key to generating our body's natural joint cushion. Now, why is hyaluronic acid so absolutely crucial? It all comes down to the number 1,000. This key molecule has the sheer, mind-blowing power to hold 1,000 times its own weight in water. Imagine a stream of rich, hydrated hyaluronic acid molecules flowing straight into the joint capsule, rapidly thickening what used to be thin, watery fluid into a heavy, shock-absorbing barrier.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how wild this fluid is. The number 5. When properly hydrated, this specialized fluid packed with hyaluronic acid is actually 5 times more slippery than ice on ice. No way, right? But it's true. It is nature's ultimate biologic lubricant, designed specifically to completely eliminate friction inside your body.
So let's contrast these two states. On one hand, a dry and flamed grinding joint featuring friction waves on raw cartilage. On the other hand, a hydrated, perfectly lubricated capsule. When scientists look at this healthy fluid under a microscope, they find it acts non-Newtonian. What does that mean? Basically, when you move slowly, it flows like regular water. But the second your joint is hit with shock from walking or running, the fluid instantly thickens into a heavy gel to protect the bone. It's literally like having smart armor inside your knees.
Section 2. Fueling joint hydration. How do we actually make this happen?
For your joints to properly lubricate, your blood plasma has to draw water directly out of the bloodstream and filter it straight into the synovial membrane. To kickstart this, you want to utilize a simple daily morning habit, the cellular hydration drink. It's super easy. Step 1, a glass of fresh water. Step 2, add a pinch of unrefined sea salt. Step 3, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Proper cellular hydration combined with these key electrolytes is absolutely essential to build up joint fluid volume and replenish those dried out capsules within hours.
But beyond morning hydration, we need to provide the raw dietary building blocks to strengthen the synovial lining matrix. A great hyaluronic acid boosting diet includes bone broth, root vegetables, and citrus. You'll want leafy greens because they provide crucial magnesium and zinc. Sulfur-rich foods like garlic and onions are completely foundational. And definitely don't forget organic anti-inflammatories like green tea extract or gingerols. These enter the joint tissue to instantly neutralize free radicals and protect your fluid's viscosity.
So the crucial point is this: your diet can actually be your joint's worst enemy. During periods of high stress or when eating a really poor diet, inflammatory cytokines go on the attack against the synovial membrane.
High sugar intake specifically degrades hyaluronic acid. Actually, it literally turns your rich, shock-absorbing joint fluid into thin, useless water, actively destroying your internal hydraulic cushion. You definitely want to avoid that.
Moving right along to Section 3, the internal fluid pump.
You see, the joint capsule doesn't have a heart to pump the fluid around for it. It completely relies on mechanical movement. Here is a precise, low-impact morning routine to activate this internal pump. Step 1. Gently apply a heating pad to the joint area before moving. This increases local microblood circulation and loosens up tight capsules. Step 2. Sit comfortably and roll your ankles and knees in slow, continuous circles. Step 3. Gentle pendulum leg swings. With every single smooth repetition, fresh, glowing fluid is surging through your hips and knees.
Let's move to and see how this builds over the 7-day synovial reset timeline. On day 1, yeah, you might be waking up stiff and totally locked in place. But as you stick with the hydration and the movement pumping, by day 4, the plasma is actively replenishing the capsule. And by day 7, you'll find the friction coefficient inside the joint dropping dramatically. That raw bone-on-bone grinding fades, and joint popping and stiffness visibly, noticeably diminish. And that leads us to the final piece, Section 4, Reclaiming Your Freedom.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that there's a profound secondary benefit happening here. The synovial fluid isn't just a lubricant. As this quote perfectly captures, a healthy, thick fluid acts as a literal delivery system, a stream of vital minerals and nutrients flowing directly from the rich synovial fluid into the porous cartilage tissue, feeding the cells beneath. So you aren't just masking pain here, you are structurally feeding and regenerating the joint.
When you reach the end of this protocol, the 7-day synovial reset is complete. You are finally eliminating that heavy stiffness that once slowed you down. The synovial membrane is now continuously producing fresh, crystal-clear fluid. Optimal hydraulic pressure is maintained. Just picture it, walking up a flight of stairs with complete ease, breathing fresh morning air, and stepping forward with true power, balance, and total freedom of movement.
So I want to leave you with this final, powerful question. Are you ready to turn the dial from dry and stiff to hydrated and fluid? It really all starts with taking command of your daily habits, putting that water carafe on your bedside table, nourishing your body with the right compounds, and moving with intention. You have the science and the blueprint to restore your long-term physical vitality right here. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. And hey, here's to a future of smooth, pain-free movements.